Welcome to the stock analysis of Reliance Power Limited. We'll cover its industry outlook, operations overview and its status, current debt obligations, financials, management and growth outlook. Click on the info button to check out our other stock analysis. Let's get started. Before we begin, a quick introduction to PA Wealth. We're an investment services group offering stocks, PMS, mutual funds, alternative investment funds, insurance, and startup investments. We upload research videos on different companies, mutual funds, and financial topics every week. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on the latest market trends and potential multi-bagger stocks. Now let's start with an overview of Reliance Power. Reliance Power is part of the Reliance Group, promoted by Anil D. Ambani. The company serves as the primary vehicle for investments in the power generation sector. As of FY24, Reliance Power's total generation capacity stands at 5,300 megawatts, which includes 5,160 megawatts of thermal capacity and 140 megawatts of renewable energy-based capacity. The company's operational projects include the Rosa coal-based power project in Uttar Pradesh, with a capacity of 1,200 megawatts, and the Sasan Ultra Mega Power coal-based project in Madhya Pradesh, which boasts a massive 3,960 megawatts of capacity. On the renewable side, Reliance Power operates a 40 megawatt solar photovoltaic project in Dhursar, Rajasthan, and a 100 megawatt concentrated solar power project in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Now, let's quickly examine the industry landscape for Reliance Power. To ensure an uninterrupted power supply, India requires a reliable energy mix. Renewable energy, while essential, cannot meet baseload requirements due to its intermittent nature. Recognizing this, the government has renewed its focus on coal-based thermal power to complement renewable sources and effectively meet the growing energy demand. Let's take a closer look at some key factors driving this growth. Per capita consumption. India's per capita electricity consumption currently stands at approximately 1,331 kilowatt-hours per year, as of March 2023. This is only about one-third of the global average, which is around 3,600 kilowatt-hours per year. This significant gap highlights the immense potential for growth in energy demand. Population growth. As India's population continues to rise, energy requirements across sectors are increasing. Electrification. Expanding access to electricity, particularly through rural electrification programs. Economic activities. The expansion of industrial, commercial, and residential sectors is further boosting energy demand. Electric vehicles. The growing adoption of electric vehicles in consumer and industrial markets is also contributing to rising electricity consumption. Furthermore, India witnessed significant growth in energy demand during fiscal year 2024, which reached a record 243 gigawatts, marking a 12.7% year-on-year growth. While the energy consumption increased to approximately 1,627 billion units, reflecting a 7.6% growth compared to FY23. Now, let's look at the power generation capacity in India. The installed power generation capacity increased by 18 gigawatts year-on-year, reaching 434 gigawatts, up from 416 gigawatts in FY23. The share of renewable energy in installed capacity rose from 35% in March 2019 at 123 gigawatts to 42% in March 2024 at 183 gigawatts. Solar and wind energy have been the primary contributors to this growth. Thermal power continues to be a critical component of India's energy mix, ensuring reliable and consistent generation to balance supply. It plays a vital role in addressing baseload requirements and managing sudden surges in power demand. Looking ahead, India's thermal power capacity is projected to grow from 218 gigawatts in FY24 to 283 gigawatts by 2031-32, underscoring its importance in meeting the country's energy needs. Let's take a look at the operations of the company. Let's start with coal-based power plants. First, the Sasan Ultra Mega Power Project, which is based in Madhya Pradesh. Its capacity is 3,960 megawatt. It is one of the world's largest integrated coal-based power plants with captive mines. It generated 32,530 million units in FY24, with a PLF of 93.5% versus an all-India average of 69%. It supplies power to 14 DISCOMs across 7 states under a 25-year power purchase agreement. Second, the Rosa Power Project, which is based in Uttar Pradesh. Its capacity is 1,200 megawatt. It generated 7,609.7 million units in FY24. Its entire electricity is sold to Uttar Pradesh under a cost-plus regulated power purchase agreement. Third, the Butibori Power Project, which is based in Maharashtra. Its capacity is 600 megawatt. It stands not operational due to legal and regulatory delays, fuel supply issues, and disputes with the power procurer. Fourth, the Krishnapatnam Ultra Mega Power Project, which is based in Andhra Pradesh. Its capacity is 3,960 megawatt, and it was an imported coal-based power project. The project stalled due to coal sourcing regulatory changes. Arbitration and legal challenges are ongoing related to this project. Fifth, Chitrangi Power Project, which is based in Madhya Pradesh. Its planned capacity is 3,960 megawatt. The project implementation is being kept in abeyance due to coal allocation issues. Now, let's take a look at the gas-based power plant. Samalkot Power Project, which was based in Andhra Pradesh. Its capacity was 2,400 megawatt. It has been stranded due to the lack of domestic natural gas. However, monetization efforts are going on for this plant. Recently, exported one equipment module to Bangladesh for a 718 megawatt power plant, and the company is actively seeking opportunities for the remaining modules. Now, let's take a look at renewable energy projects. First, Vashpet Wind Project, which is based in Maharashtra. Its capacity is 45 megawatt. It was sold in April 2024 for 132.39 crore rupees. Second, Dhursar Solar PV Project, which is based in Rajasthan. Its capacity is 40 megawatt. It generated 59.4 million units in FY24. It has a 25-year power purchase agreement in place. Third, Rajasthan Sun Technique Solar CSP, which is based in Rajasthan. Its capacity is 100 megawatt. It generated 35.56 million units in FY24. Now, let's take a look at the hydroelectric power project. Its aggregate capacity is 3,438 megawatt. Its implementation is going on across Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Its projects are in various stages of development but are currently on hold due to sector challenges and lack of power purchase agreements due to reluctance by DISCOMs for these kinds of projects. The company has sold stakes in these projects, which include Tato 2 with 700 megawatts capacity and Kalai 2 with 1,200 megawatts capacity, and now exploring further opportunities. Now, let's take a look at the coal and mining operations. First, Mohar and Mohar Amlori Extension coal blocks, which are based in Madhya Pradesh. These are fully operational and are captive to the Sasan plant. It ensures full fuel security for the plant. Second, Chhatrasal coal block. Its allocation has been cancelled by the government. Its legal challenge is pending in the High Court of Delhi. Third, International Coal Mines and Coal Bed Methane blocks. The company had to concede its Indonesia coal mines, and it has relinquished stakes in all 4 coal bed methane blocks as well. Let's now break down the debt obligations of the company. During FY24, the company entered into a one-time settlement agreement with its lenders and has addressed debts related to its subsidiary, Rosa Power Supply Company Limited, among others. As part of the settlement, a one-time gain of 198.49 crore rupees was recognized as exceptional income in FY24. Finance costs amounting to 28.24 crore rupees were reversed. The pledge of 29.97% of equity shares in Rosa Power Supply Company Limited was released by the lender. The company has fully discharged its obligations under the settlement agreements and received a no-due certificate for settled debts. However, the equity shares of 5 subsidiaries remain pledged to secure outstanding obligations, with a total debt amount of approximately 4,000 crore rupees. Let's now review Reliance Power's financial performance over the years. Reliance Power's net sales have increased from 6,903.42 crore rupees in FY15 to 7,892.6 crore rupees in FY24. The company's profit after tax plummeted from 1,028.32 crore rupees in FY15 to a loss of 2,068.38 crore rupees in FY24. At last, the company's debt to equity stands at 1.6 times in FY24, unchanged from the same in FY15. Let's now turn to the management commentaries to get a better understanding of the company's performance. Sansan Ultra Mega Power Plant generated 32,530 million units and achieved a plant load factor of 93.5%, versus all India average PLF is approximately 69%. The plant remains one of the largest integrated coal-based power plants globally. In tandem, the Mohar and Mohar Amlori Extension captive coal mines, which supply fuel for Sasan plant, handled a total volume of 77.8 million bank cubic meters with overburden management of 65.6 million BCM, making it one of the largest coal mines in the country in terms of volume. The Rosa Thermal Power Plant achieved 7,610 million units of electricity generation during the fiscal year. The company's renewable energy projects are also showing significant progress, in which the solar PV plant generated 59.4 million units. Concentrated solar power plant produced 35.56 million units. The 45 megawatt wind power project in Vashpet, Maharashtra, generated 50.96 million units in FY24. Butibori power project was not operational during the year. However, the company is actively working on a resolution plan to address this situation. The Reliance Bangladesh LNG and Power Limited project, in partnership with JERA Power International, is making significant progress. The 718 megawatt Meghnaghat power plant is expected to commence commercial operations by December 2024, following the completion of a temporary gas pipeline connection in February 2024. The company raised funds totaling 240 crores were raised through KIP and are being deployed. The company has sold its wind power project for 132.39 crore rupees in FY24. The company has recently bagged a big solar and battery storage order. As part of this contract, Reliance NU Suntech will be responsible for SEC. I proposed solar 930 megawatt and 465 megawatt/1860 megawatt hour battery energy storage system projects. And that wraps up today's analysis. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more research-based financial content. Don't forget to click the bell icon for alerts on potential multi-bagger stocks. Got a topic you want us to cover? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.